Hello, this is Titanosaurus Productions, and welcome to my first TV series review, where I will be reviewing Ultra Q. Now, if you don't know how my reviews work around here, what I do is I list the pros of the series and list the cons, and whichever there's more of, that's my whatever is good or bad, and then I share my final thoughts, because it's. In case you want to watch TV series for specific things, I'm telling you what it's good for. So we'll start off with E.G. Tsuburai's special effects, which are definitely at its finest here for the time. A lot of people would consider them to be cheesy and even terrible nowadays, but if you appreciate the genre, you'll appreciate the special effects. Sometimes they don't work, but most of the time they do. Also, for my TV series reviews, I'll be highlighting specific episodes for the pros and the cons, like one of the best episodes and one of the worst episodes. Not necessarily the best or the worst, but some of them just to give examples of what one of the good episodes might be and what one of the bad episodes might be. Next are the characters, which include Jun-chan, Yuri-chan, and Ippei-kun. Characters, there we go. Jun-chan is the typical male lead character. He works with his buddy at, the air place, and I don't know, they give Yuri-chan a ride around because she's a reporter. She's the typical girl, but she is a bit, she's very adventurous. She likes to go around and get the pictures and stuff. And so we also have, Ippei-kun, who is the comic relief, who's played by the same actor as Ito from Ultraman, or Ide, depending on whether you're watching the English version or the Japanese version. It's just either the dub or the original. And Yuri-chan is played by the same actor as Fuji from the same series. And Jun-chan, I can't really figure out a guy he played, but he probably played a bunch of other people, since I don't recognize all of the Japanese actors. Because, I don't live in Japan, and I don't recognize as many famous Japanese actors. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. What else was there? The plot. Most of the episodes had good plots. Not all of them did, but still a lot of good ones. Not all of them are about giant monsters, if you're here for the giant monsters, or even small monsters. Some of them are just based off of paranormal activity, which I think is a really interesting idea for a tokusatsu series. After all, it was inspired by The Twilight Zone. That's what it was originally supposed to be more of, but, they want more giant monsters since Godzilla was big at the time. Now it's time to highlight specific episodes, starting with one of the worst episodes, which is Grow Up Little Turtle. The plot is really confusing, where there's these villains, and then there's this turtle, and it turns big for some reason, and there's a chest, and the kid opens it turns him old, and then there's a reused Manda marionette, which is called the Kai Dragon now, and there's this girl on a swing, and it's really confusing, and I don't like it at all, because it's just one of those typical cheesy episodes of one of these TV series. You're gonna have episodes like that, but I watched it, and now I don't have to watch it again unless I rewatch the series. An example of a good episode would be Defeat Gomez, which is the first episode of the series. And it introduces a new giant monster called Gomez, which is your typical giant monster. It's like a legend or whatever. I haven't watched the episode in a while. Gomez is like a mountain monster, and then he comes out and starts destroying like a construction site and stuff. And so they have to hatch this egg of the bird monster Lytra, who shoots like this liquid that's almost like a milky thing. Is just this liquid out of its mouth that like hurts Gomez in some way. I don't remember, but still, that's the thing about it is that it has two good monsters in there that weren't reused suits. Okay, the Lytra was, I think, a reuse of the Rodan suit's head or something like that, and then the Gomez was made from a Godzilla suit, but you can barely tell that it's them because they both look very different. Either way, that's the theme song. I like the theme song. It gives a very eerie feel. They play it every episode. Let me just check my War in Space review to see what else I put in here. That do I have all the settings? Were there good settings in here? Well, took place mostly in the same plane, mostly in Japan. You know, well, that's definitely where it takes place. It takes place in Japan. It's got all the mostly in the countryside or in the city. Your average stuff. They don't really go anywhere new or something like that. But yeah, the monsters. There were definitely some good monsters, aliens, and other paranormal creatures in here, and it was really fun ride, this series. Watching all these things, there were lots of good cliffhangers, lots of good suspenseful and scary moments. Not that anyone who only watches modern movies would care, but I still recommend watching this series if you're a fan of the genre, like I said before. And if you're not and you want to get into it, I recommend you watch Ultraman first and see if you're interested in it, and if you like it, you should check this series out. Or if you just like monsters and things in general, I still recommend you should check it out, because it's one of the first series like this. Anyway, that's all for this video. Goodbye.